Bradenton police are releasing more information tonight about the fatal shooting at a home at 25th Avenue West we first told you about Saturday night. SNN's Melissa Warren joining us now from our newsroom with more from detectives and those who knew both the victim and the alleged shooter. Melissa.
Mike, police are now calling the shooting death of 28-year-old Sean McCoy a homicide, but the friends of alleged shooter 27-year-old Jared Lakes say it was really a case of self-defense.
I never thought that would happen. Because I feel bad for the kids because now they don't have a dad, but Jared was just defending himself. I completely understand because, I mean, if you had a knife pulled on you and it came to that, it's either you or him.
Detective Lieutenant Racky says the shooting followed an alleged argument that took place in the home between Mr. Lakes and Mr. McCoy.
The victim and the female that was living at the house were in a relationship at one point, but now the suspect is living with the female. So the victim came to that house to drop off the children. I think they have 4 kids together. The victim came there and walked right into the house, and an argument took place, and they started fighting. That's when the suspect walked outside to his vehicle and retrieved a handgun, and he waited for the victim to walk out of the house. At that point, they started fighting again, and then the suspect shot the victim 1 time.
McCoy's wife chose not to comment on camera, but Alagood, a relative of McCoy's wife who was at the home just minutes before the argument, says other family members witnessed the incident.
The time that Sean grabbed the knife, Jared got his gun because he was afraid because he had the knife. So then they were just fighting over here. They were just but Sean was just beating Jared in his face. Jared could do nothing. He just kept going. And then they just said they just heard a big pop.
Detective Lieutenant Racky says the investigation continues and Lakes is currently being held in jail without bond.
Well, Melissa, when they looked at how they were going to file the charges, there were a lot of different ways they could have gone with this. Why did they decide to do it the way they did?
Well, the detective told me that given the facts and the investigation so far, including the interview of several witnesses, it could be determined that the shooting was not premeditated, which is why it's not considered first-degree homicide, but says Lakes going to retrieve his gun out of his truck and waiting for McCoy was enough intent to make it homicide rather than manslaughter, which Racky said would happen in the heat of the moment defense.
All right, Melissa, thank you so much.